Hello, magical, wonderful teachers. It's Ellie here with another Wellness Wednesday workshop. Today, we're going to be talking all about opening up space in the shoulders, but also continuing with the idea of supporting our spine and our spinal health. Um, so there's so much going on in the spinal column, and then all the muscles that wrap around. So as we've worked to practice techniques to open up the chest and to soften up our arms, we also want to keep that kind of lifting energy um, to help support uh, the neck and shoulders and everything. So just for context, here are all the muscles of the spinal column, or some of the deep muscles, the rector spinae muscles that run alongside the spine. And then we've got here the muscles that are on top of that. You can see this orange one is the trapezius muscle. It's actually shaped like a trapezoid. And it's one of the most unique muscles in the body because it's sort of separated into three sections, which all work sometimes simultaneously, but also at different times. So this gets really tight and sore in a lot of us, and then this levator scapula here also gets super duper sore. So we're going to keep squeezing the shoulder blades together, activating those rhomboid muscles and our serratus anterior so that we can really support the spinal column and help keep it steady and strong. So here at the bottom, you can see all the different movements of the scapula, which they ought to move freely, but a lot of times they're really restricted. So we're going to use our breath to kind of internally massage. We're going to use our movement to help break open some space and keep ourselves really healthy today. So with that, I have designed just a little stretching that can be done seated or standing. So I'm going to stay seated just to make sure that you know you can do this at your desk all day long. So as we begin, we'll just get in touch with the body. If you're standing, go ahead and take your feet either hip width or a little wider directly underneath your pelvis. Hit that heart over the pelvis, whether you're seated or standing. Head over the heart. Place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly to really activate our soft breathing. And just for context, as you breathe here, softening the shoulders, softening the muscles of the face. We're going to talk a little bit about this idea of the umbrella. So everybody knows about the anger iceberg, and underneath that behavior of anger is loneliness, sadness, confusion, mismatched socks, whatever. All those different tiny little moments that come into play before you see that angry attitude. So keep breathing deep into the belly. But then we've got this idea of all of our moments, all of our moods, all of our behavior. Most of what happens is not that one big moment, that 8 or 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. Most of the moments of our lives are 1s and 2s. So we're just gonna keep this image of the umbrella kind of going today. So I invite you to take your hands above your head, and we're gonna really focus on having a longer out breath today than in breath. So we're gonna inhale and shrug the shoulders up really tight, and then exhale. Slowly release them. So this is not a deep pull. This is inhale, nice shrugging up, make those muscles strong, and then exhale, soften and down. Really imagine that you're squeezing the shoulder blades down. So one more time, inhale and exhale. Great. So then we're going to take our arms up on the inhale and exhale. Open up that umbrella nice and slow, lifting up the gaze. We're thinking about what experience we want to grow today. So inhale up. Do we want a sense of openness, a sense of ease, sense of being appreciated, loved? How do we want to feel? One more time. Inhale up. Nice slow exhale. See if you can look for any of those moments that happen throughout the day that make you feel a little bit relieved, a little bit joyful, a little bit grateful, a little bit at ease. Nice slow exhale. Great. Then we're going to do side bends. So inhaling the arms up together, and you can clasp the hands, the middle ring and pinky finger, and extend the pointer finger, or you can grab wrists, just whatever feels okay in the arms. So I'm going to take my hands up, and I'm going to encircle. I'm not going to do this backwards with you because that gets confusing. My left wrist with my right hand, lengthening up, so really feeling my belly engage, drawing the belly button toward the spine, lifting up and leaning over. Nice, longer exhale than inhale. Inhale back up to center, exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back, bending the elbows, pressing the heart forward. Inhale, arms up. Encircle the other wrist with the other hand, and exhale, dive over. If you're standing, press firmly into the foot, opposite of the way you're leaning, lifting up, and opening up the heart. Palms face forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeeze the elbows down, which activates the serratus anterior muscle. Inhale up, exhale, dive over to the first side. Inhaling up, exhale, inhale, exhale, dive to the second side. Inhaling up, and exhale, open up that chest. One more time. Great. So go ahead and shake out the arms. The shoulders might be a little bit fatigued. We're just really activating all the spinal muscles and keeping the shoulders engaged, rolled back. So again, this lateral rotation, not like squeezing really hard all day, but really neutral. So we're neutral in our mind, we're neutral in our bodies. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of just shoulder retraction. So from the front, it looks like this. I take my hands out in front of me, and then I'm gonna push them really far forward. And I'm actually using more than my shoulders, so I'm really like getting that cat in my spine. So extending here with my arms, and then I'm gonna sit up tall and just squeeze my shoulders back a few times. So I'm keeping the spine straight right now. We're just retracting the shoulders. Hello, chipmunk. Okay, and then we're gonna cat back, press the palms forward. You can do a couple wrist circles if that feels good. And inhale, exhale, retract, 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 retract. One more time. Inhaling, rounding through the upper back. So drawing in through the belly still, pressing the hands forward, and exhale here. Then inhale, spine straight. And exhale, retract, 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 retract. Awesome. Okay. So we're really mindful of that cat-cow movement here. You can even do a few seated cat-cows. So as we do this, exhale, back. You can hold on to the knees. If you're standing, I actually like to do this kind of in a chair pose. So here I've got a gentle tuck of the pelvis, and then hands on the knees. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And I'm really engaging through the belly to keep my spine nice and strong and to make sure I'm not dumping into the lower back. We don't want to cause any strain there. So just getting that motion here. I'll do just a few arm circles here. Every time I exhale, it's longer than my inhale. That's just a really simple way to signal to the nervous system that it's okay to soften and relax. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of some eagle arm stretching. So I invite you to go ahead and take one arm on top of the other. I guess this looks like left arm on top of the right arm. And just give yourself a hug. So we're going to feel here these muscles that surround the shoulder that that you can feel really easily when the shoulders move forward like this. Those can be pretty tender, so if it feels good, just give them a little rub. And then I'm just readjusting here, making sure my head is over my heart is over my pelvis, that I'm not leaning forward, putting any strain on the back of the neck. So now I'm going to do some more of that rounding through the upper back. But first, I'm going to do a chin tuck. So my elbows are staying parallel with the ground, hopefully, more or less. Like, it's really not a big deal if they're not. But I'm going to tuck my chin in and then roll my chin down to my chest. Big, deep out breath here. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, soften everything. Imagine like a draping, so that umbrella of good moments, small, tiny good moments, just draping over you. Okay, then we're going to jut the chin out here. So inhale out and then exhale, then take the chin down to the chest. And this gets a really big stretch here through the back of the neck. Conscious of that long exhale. Big inhale up, and then we're going to take our hands together, either the backs of the hands together, or if you can double bind like this, but there's really no pressure to do that. And lifting the elbows up. So the elbows come up and away just a little bit. Beautiful. So now we're going to do some of that cat-cow again. So we're going to inhale, arching through the spine, and exhale, tuck the pelvis under, rounding through the upper back. Imagining that you can sort of initiate this from the pelvis. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, squeezing it together. Good. Now release, shake it out. We'll do the other side. So this time it's right elbow on top of left. Give yourself a nice hug. Just notice here what's going on for you. Is there more tension in the back of the neck sometimes? If there's a lot of tension here in the pecs, you'll feel it actually doing this as they squeeze together. So we're going to lift up the elbows and then tucking the chin in, squeezing it in, and rolling it down. And stay here for another breath. As you're squeezed in like this, you can use your breath almost as an internal massage, using compression to our advantage. Inhale, rising up. Soften on exhale, everything. And then we'll jet the chin out and bring it down to the chest. Again, taking an extra breath here. Feeling that compression massage. Inhale, rise up. And take the arms together, either backs of the hands or doing the double bind. We're going to lift and press the elbows away. If you're really, really, really tight and this hurts, just be gentle, be soft. There's no need to get it to a place. We're just moving within the confines of our own bodies. Only you live in your body, and you are your body's best expert. So try not to let the shoulders hunch up here. There's that oppositional force again of the elbows moving away. Shoulders strong down the back. So big inhale up, arching through the spine, the upper back, and exhale, rounding through the upper back. Inhale, rising up, and exhale, rounding through the back, squeezing the chin down. One more time. Inhale, gaze lift, elbows lift, and exhale. Nice long exhale. Inhale, return to center, roll it out. Take whatever kind of neck rolls you need. If this is feeling really sore, remember it's always nice to place a compressing hand or a softening massage hand as you do a movement. So I'm a big fan of doing some arm circles while I'm holding onto the side. Plus you start to feel which muscles are really engaging as you do this. Very helpful. Okay. So We're going to take the hand to the heart for a second and the hand to the belly. Just check in. Take a breath. You can do this anytime throughout the day. And then we're going to just stretch out. Anytime we do a squeezing, we like to do an opening. So go ahead and just a few arm circles to really open up the chest. You can clasp the hands behind if that feels good. If you do that, don't walk out the elbows. You keep a slight bend in the elbows so that you're really getting the full stretch through the fronts of the shoulders and through the chest muscles here. Okay, last thing, and this comes to us from Jen Hoffman of healthymoving.com, which is a great resource for little quick things about how to move better. This is called the genie neck stretch. So for reference, go ahead and turn your head to the left. And just like turn it as far as you can comfortably turn and really notice where your gaze falls, the center of your gaze. Notice where it is. Okay. Now you're going to take your arms out in front of you like a genie. Take your right hand on top of your left elbow. And here I am doing opposite of you. So we're going to move. We're going to take that top hand and pull the elbow gently. I'm keeping my hips square and my rib cage pretty square. I'm just pulling this a few times gently. I'm not yanking it. Just a nice soft motion. Maybe a few more times. Letting that exhale be nice and long. Okay, then release the hands, either to the knees or to the ground, and then go ahead and look again over that left shoulder. And notice if you were able to get your gazing point to be further than it was before. So now we're gonna, same thing, look over your right shoulder. Mark your focal point, and then take your left hand on top of your right elbow, and I'm keeping those arms really parallel to the floor. So then we're going to just pull with that left arm, pull the right elbow across the body, keeping my hips square, keeping my spine nice and long, crown of the head pulling up like I'm a marionette being pulled up to the sky. Nice soft inhales, longer exhales. Just a couple more times here. And then release the hands. Inhale, lifting up through the spine. Exhale, look over the shoulder. Hopefully you're seeing a little bit more movement in the neck. So that's one of the tricky things. Just to remind us that tension in the neck and discomfort in the neck doesn't always mean that all the tightness is in the neck. So that's loosening up the muscles down here, the mid trapezius, the rhomboids. And it's really simple, and I hope that you can do it lots of times throughout the day. So remember, any motion keeps your blood moving. Drink lots of water. Take care of yourself. You are amazing. Go ahead and we'll take our hand to the heart and to the belly one more time. And as we walk through the day today, I challenge you to just take note of those slightly pleasant moments, those ones and twos, which make up the bulk of our lives, as Rick Hansen reminds us. And don't be afraid to take pleasure in them. So walking down an empty hallway, saying hello to a colleague without being interrupted, having a sip of a delicious beverage, even the physiological relief of going to the bathroom. That's one of those moments that it feels good to our body. So acknowledge it, take it in, be present to that, and fill up our umbrellas. I am so grateful for you and all that you do, and I hope that you feel well and radiant and lovely, and I will see you again next time.